In this episode, I go deeper on idea validation and how to know if anyone wants what it is you're selling. Welcome to episode 78 of the Honest Entrepreneur Show. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it. Today's fun fact is, I don't have one. I'm just keen to get straight into the question, so let's dive right in.
This question is from Lanine. I've done validation before, but when the actual product launched, crickets. What do you do when the people that expressed interest don't commit?
Hey Lanine, everyone take note from Lanine. She's been on the show, 3 or 4 times? So whilst it's still relatively small, starting to pick up some steam, got more and more different people asking questions, but before you know it, it's going to become harder to get on this show. So take advantage now, like Lanine has. So Lanine, it's a great question. It's a very common thing. I think the answer is you need to get better at validating, and this can take all kinds of forms. So I did an exercise on this recently on our Friday live Q&A chats with my Patreon people in Tom's tribe. And we literally acted out the exercise where I got someone to validate their idea. And we had variants on it. It was like, well, do you prefer this or this? What don't you like about it? Would you be willing to pay? How much? And we went through this entire thing. And you might not have taken it that in depth, but I would really have these in-depth conversations. I wouldn't just do a story poll on Instagram being like, hey, are you interested if I make these? And then everyone generally goes, yeah, sure, because people like to be nice. There's a difference between that and they're willing to get out their wallet or their purse and get their hard-earned money and pay you for it. So I don't know what level of validation you've done, but I would have direct one-on-one conversations with people where they are actively willing to pay. And better yet, I would use that validation phase to get pre-sales, because that is the ultimate validation. So if you're finding a way to, let's say, use my Instagram technique, right? You can do an Instagram story, you have a poll, and you weave a narrative through your story saying, I'm thinking about building this. Here's why I think it's awesome, really passionate about it. On the final slide, you say, would you be willing to pay $10 for this? Yes or no? You get 8 people who choose yes, and you DM them and you say, great. Can we jump on a quick FaceTime call via the DM, or can we just message each other? Because I'd love to chat to you about this. I really appreciate you showing interest, and I want to make this the best, most useful thing in the world for you. I want to make it awesome. I want you to love it. So can we do that? You jump on the call and you say, great, you said that you're happy to pay $10 for this. If I go and make this today, will you send me $10 and I will give you what you've said you want to pay $10 for? And they're not all going to say yes. Some might turn around and go, oh, actually, yeah, I know I voted that way, but I'm actually not willing to pay for it. Or I'm kind of low on funds this month, so maybe next month. Straight away, indicator. They're not really happy to pay for this thing, right? But then don't be offended. Don't be on the back foot. Don't be like, you lied to me. You need to address the objections. That's the whole point of the validation bit. So it's like, they're not willing to pay. Be like, okay, look, that's totally cool. But I hope you don't mind being part of this little process for me. I really, really appreciate your time, seriously. And I want to repay it in some other way. But right now, I'd love to know, you're not willing to pay for this thing. Why is that? Is it not good enough? What about it don't you like? What would make it good enough for you to pay $10 for it? What would have to be different about it? What things are sticking out to you that don't really make it so appealing? So they're the hard conversations to have, but my God, is that some of the most valuable stuff you can do? And that's why the validation phase is so good, because you're not one of these people that go and invest 6 months of labor building out this thing and then build out the fancy website and the e-commerce part of it and then have a big launch and crickets, and suddenly you've burnt 10 grand in 6 months of effort, right? You can do this in a matter of days or weeks. And so it might be a few uncomfortable conversations, but it's so worth getting it to that point of literal pre-sale, where if people are like, you know what, hell yeah, I genuinely do want this thing, here's my money, or actually, no, I was kind of full of shit, but here's some tangible objections that are going to let you improve this thing, and then you rinse and repeat. So when you get that first round of objections and you solve them, you then push it back out to the market and you say, hey guys, did some research, you didn't all really want it for these reasons, but I've improved it in these ways based on your feedback, and now I think it's better than ever. Now who wants it? and then you can go through that several rounds if you need. So I hope that helps, Lenine. Congrats on getting on the show so many times. I appreciate you. You're a super active, incredible part of this community, and everyone else should take note. Question of the day. Have you ever validated something in this kind of way? And if not, are you willing to try it? Thank you so much for watching this episode. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm really enjoying the YouTube show. If you are too, then be sure to hit the subscribe icon and tick the little bell to get notifications when I post new content on this platform.